Hi everyone, this is Rebecca Flores with Rebecca Flores Mentorship and at RebeccaChannels.com, EmbodyPureLove.com. Good morning, happy Friday. It is a beautiful, sunny, clear, crisp morning in Montana, and I had a question from a dear friend of mine and a fabulous entrepreneur. Actually, she wasn't asking me, but she was expressing a thought. And I thought, my gosh, I got to do a video on this. It's about how to hear our guidance from within your soul, your higher self, spirit, divine, your highest, best, most loving guides and angels. I'm going to lump everything together in this answer because the basis of hearing guidance from within, from that deep part of your being, is fundamentally the same for all of these all of these sources, which the source is also, in a sense, all the same as well, if you are working in the very highest, best, most loving truth. And the answer to how to hear your inner guidance is not that you're going to hear it. And it's not a hearing thing. It's not a seeing thing. Although those can take place when you are tuning into and perceiving guidance from within. And perceiving is really the best word. Perceiving in some subtle way. Your mind is going to usually always be the first thing to answer. The first thing to speak up, the first thing, and it's loud, and it's clear, and it's upfront. Your body also receives information and this higher guidance, if you want to call it that. You could call it your true internal guidance, or your true sense of truth and self. Because that's all we're really talking about. All of these things are the same thing. They're really just tuning into what's your truth. What is true for you? What is your highest, best guidance from within, your highest best answer, your highest best path. It's a sensation. And what is true for you in this moment, right where you are? Not this big answer as to your life's purpose. When we're talking about hearing our inner guidance, our soul's direction for us, we're talking about perceiving. We're talking about subtlety. Back to the three ways that you might encounter information when you go to look for it within. Your mind is often the very first, very fast, very clear, very direct, in front, and often quite loud. And it's often, not always, but it's often also tinged with the negative side. And that takes a real practice of looking at what are negative words versus positive words. What feels expansive versus constricting, tight. And that is a real deal thing that I recommend to you to spend time evaluating and exploring. It will do you a world of good to explore really what the vibration of words and your feelings are. Are they constrictive or are they expansive? Okay? So don't get hung up on the word negative, but it's that constrictive side of things. It's the limited or lacking side. So often the voice of the mind, which is literally just a tape recorder, I love the mind, but it has a fabulous ability of just repeating energetic patterns based on emotions that were felt through your life and experiences that went along with those emotions and beliefs that you've created about those situations. The second way to perceive information from within is through your body, and your body will send you signals through different parts. Two of the most common that I see are what we call the gut instinct. It's in the stomach area. It's in the second chakra area. Or it's in the solar plexus area right above that, in the middle of your torso. The other area, not quite as common in my observation with the majority of people, but it depends on, everybody is different, and these are just a couple, is the heart. So that is why in my meditations I guide people to go within the heart, drop into the heart and work from there, because that is a direct energetic connection to that subtle higher guidance from your higher self. Then there's receiving the information from, instead of through the vessel of the body, the energy, but you're receiving the information not based on what the body feels, and that's partly because the body does hold memory in its cells as well. And of course, that's energy too, but we don't want to go too quantum on you. We want to make this as simple as possible. Asking for the very highest guidance for your highest truth, whether you call it from your soul, from divine God, from divine spirit, from your higher self. The words are going to be most important to what's comfortable for you. But just asking, I love just saying, dear soul, let me know you, let me hear you. And that response that you're looking for, when we say we're looking for our guidance from within, it is so subtle and so quiet, which is why we do this practice of feeling in our energy, in our energetic field, in our body regularly, so that we really pick up on the subtle sensations that we're receiving instead of, and it's so subtle because we've overstimulated ourselves externally. We live in such an overstimulated and stressed out and detached and distracted way. So that's why it seems so subtle. Otherwise, it wouldn't seem so subtle, but we've come a long way from being really in tune to that. So it's a feeling. That's my answer. It is a sensation. It's not necessarily going to be a word. It's going to be a feeling. Does it feel expansive? Does it feel constrictive? You might get a word. And then an easy technique to just check, so that you can check yourself, is write down what you perceived. Describe how you felt, where you felt it, all the descriptive words. If you did perceive words, write down those words in exactly the way that you perceived them, not filtering anything here. There's no judging. You've got to come into this with an objective place, an objective mind. And if you did perceive images as well while your eyes are closed, write that down. describe that. What colors, what textures, where did you perceive it in or around you? And feel as you look at that. You may want to go get a cup of tea and step away for a minute, move your body for a little bit, and then come back to what you wrote and reflect on what you received and see, does it feel expansive? What parts feel expansive? What parts feel constrictive? So that you can start to determine, okay, that's when my mind jumped in. That's when I was reacting from a fear point from within cellular memory. That's when I was receiving, oh, this feels like expansion to me. Now, the only other tip I would say is that if you received guidance to do something that your ego, your fear, your limited perception of yourself is afraid, doesn't want to do because it's going to put you outside your comfort zone, that's a different feeling than constrictive. So you got to feel within your heart, I would say. It could be constrictive in your stomach, and you could go, no, that's not it. But you know, I'm going to challenge you on this. You know deep down whether that's for your highest good or not. And that's where you just have to be really honest with yourself and say, yeah, deep down I've been feeling this, but I've wanted to deny it. And I will tell you, whatever that thing is, if you go towards it with love, with light and trust, and call on your higher self, your angels, to lift you, to carry you, to give you the courage to move forward towards it, you will expand. It is meant for your soul expansion, and it will be of pure love. It will be of pure light for you and for everyone involved. So if it doesn't seem like it falls into that category, discern for yourself. Okay, I hope that's helpful to someone, and I will talk to you later.